Alright guys, so here's another video for a Bitcoin price update and also a news that I'd like to talk about the Bitcoin ETF. Okay, very exciting news. So let's just get on with it. It's going to be a short video, or at least I'd like to make it short. Alright, here we go. So we are actually on track with everything that we talked about. Crazy thing is I believe 2 weeks ago, I don't know if y'all remember, y'all can look back on my videos, but 2 weeks ago I talked about a cup and handle pattern, right? I only mentioned it one time on one video, but the cup and handle pattern is actually right here, right? Right there. And a lot of people was doubting it, and it was 2 weeks ago there was like, that's not even a cup and handle pattern, blah blah blah. The cup and handle pattern already played out. That's what they were telling me, and I do agree with them that there was a cup and handle pattern that did play out. It's right here. Let's see. It is actually, if you look, there is a cup and handle pattern that did play out, and I'll show y'all where it is, what they were talking about. It's actually right here. It's a much smaller cup and handle pattern. It's right there. Yeah, everyone was saying it already played out. That's the cup and handle pattern. I'm like, no, y'all are looking at the daily chart. I'm looking at the weekly chart, the bigger picture, right? So if you actually zoom out to the weekly chart, you see a much bigger cup and handle pattern. You see right there, it's very clear, right? And I was right. And some YouTubers are actually talking about it today, and I was like, wow, I talked about this 2 weeks ago, but there some people are doubting me and laughing at me. But here's the cup and handle pattern, and then it broke up, right? So now we're breaking up, and we are actually above my 52,200 resistant line around there. We actually broke up out of it. Let me delete this drawing real fast. What did I do? Charts. Sorry about that. Let me delete that. So we actually broke out of that white line right there, as you can see. So what to look for now? Right today, where I'm at is Thursday, right? We closed the weekly candle on Sunday. What we need to look for is Sunday to close above this white line. If we can close above that on a weekly chart, that will be amazing. That means it is a clear breakout on our cup and handle pattern right here, because that white line is actually where we need to break out of it. Now there is a chance, let's zoom back in. Usually cup and handle patterns, they retest the once support becomes resistant, they retest. Once resistant becomes support, they retest that support line. So once it usually breaks out, we go back down and retest that what was once resistance support line now. Okay, and that's right around the 52,000 level, right? So there is actually a good chance that we could be moving sideways and slowly go down to retest this 52k, right? There's a higher chance we do that than breaking up all the way up to 58k right now. So I am actually not expecting for us to go up to 58k like tonight or tomorrow, okay? Because we're definitely have a really higher chance of retesting this 52,000 level right here. Okay, I actually won't be surprised if we go below it for a little bit and then pop back up. I wouldn't be surprised at all, but I am expecting a retest of this. But we do have to bounce. If we do retest it, we have to bounce and then break the 55,500 level. We retest it, bounce, and break the 55,500 level. That signifies that we're ready to go to the 58k level. Okay, We could even just surpass 58K and shoot right through and go to retest the all-time high. But again, that could be very likely because the all-time high is just right here on the weekly chart. It is not that far, right? 64,600. It's not that far. So that is my analysis. Like I said, I wouldn't be surprised if we go back down and retest that within this week. Actually retest this 52K level within this week. I wouldn't be surprised. All right, so but again, nothing's certain. I would say about 65-70% chance we go down to 52K, and about 30 to 35% chance we don't, and we just shoot and test the $59,000 level right here. All right. Now for some good news, really good news. SEC approves Volt Equity ETF, providing exposure to Bitcoin centric companies. All right, I'm just gonna play this for y'all right here.
SEC approves Volt Equity ETF, providing exposure to Bitcoin-centric companies. The United States Securities and Exchange Commission, or SEC, has approved the Volt Crypto Industry Revolution and Tech ETF, providing investors with easy access to companies with significant exposure to Bitcoin, BTC. The ETF, which was approved on October 5th, is intended to track so-called Bitcoin Industry Revolution companies, which are defined as entities that hold a majority of their net assets in BTC or derive a majority of their earnings from Bitcoin mining, lending or transacting, according to an SEC filing. The new ETF will appear as a New York Stock Exchange ARCA listing under the ticker symbol BTCR. U.S. securities regulators have been deliberating for years on whether to approve their first Bitcoin ETF. On October 1st, the SEC announced it would delay its decision on 4 Bitcoin ETFs by 45 days, pushing back the timelines on the Global X Bitcoin Trust, Valkyrie X BTO Bitcoin Futures Fund, Wisdom Tree Bitcoin Trust and Crypto and Bitcoin ETF to November 21st, December 8th, December 11th and December 24th, respectively. Unlike other Bitcoin ETF proposals, the newly approved Volt Equity Fund doesn't track the price of Bitcoin or hold the asset in custody. Rather, it seeks exposure to companies that generate a significant portion of their business from Bitcoin-related activities. This article is still in development.
All right, so at the end sentence, as such, the Volt product is the closest thing U.S. investors have to a pure play Bitcoin ETF for now. But this is good news. It is a step forward for the SEC to actually approve a Bitcoin futures ETF. It's not a matter of if anymore, it's a matter of when they'll approve it. And there again, there's everything's probability. There's a really high probability that they're about to approve these Bitcoin ETFs before December ends. Okay, before the deadline, obviously, right? So very good news there. This is why I believe there's a 30-35% chance we don't even retest the 52K level, and we just shoot up and go all the way up to 58 and even surpass it and just retest the all-time high. Okay, so that's it for tonight. Guess tomorrow I'll probably focus more, because my technical analysis right now is pretty much long-term play, and everything I've explained is playing out exactly according to, and all we have to do is wait for those targets to reach. So my next video, I'll probably talk about a little bit of technical analysis, but I'll focus more on good news, because again, my saying, what I learned from Mr. Bernard Baruch, really famous trader. He says, and I quote, show me the charts and I'll tell you the news. And right now, 2 weeks ago, that cup and handle I told y'all is a bullish signal, and then if we break that, all these good news are gonna start coming out, and they are start coming out. So I'm gonna dive into the news now, all these good news coming out, because we're going up again, and I'll share them with you tomorrow. Okay, peace.